we get so connected to that that we forget. You know, when I was a kid, it was the dial phone. You know, ring, ring. You know, nobody answered. Guess what? You didn't talk to them. There was no answering machine. You know, if the boss left the office, the boss was pretty safe. He was just out doing his thing, and if someone wanted to call him, they had to call the next office he was going to be at. There wasn't any getting a hold of him in between, unless you just accidentally ran into him, which you shouldn't be, because you should be at work. So, instant gratification. Now, in the Deepak Chopra book, 7 Laws for Spiritual Success, he has a couple of questions that he's posed that I think help us when we have a decision to make and we're not quite sure. And just kind of help us back away from that instant gratification thing. And the first question is, what are the consequences of this choice that I'm making? So, what are the consequences of this choice that I'm making? What are they? Well, could be financial. Maybe you're looking at buying something that's kind of pricey and you're not sure about that. Maybe it's something physical that you're taking on that might just be too much of a burden that you might not be able to complete. Or maybe it's a mental thing. And it'll just stress you out too much if you go into it. So you ask yourself that question, and just kind of stand back and wait and see what happens. The other question is, will this choice bring fulfillment and happiness to me and to those who are affected by this choice? Now, that seems kind of wordy, kind of complicated, but will this choice bring fulfillment and happiness to me and to all those who are affected by this choice? Now, I love the Animal Planet. And this kind of goes along with something that I saw yesterday. If you're looking for harmony, let's say in a relationship, then the best thing to do would be to consult your partner before you do anything. Well, this young couple had a cat, and the cat belonged to the man in the relationship, and the cat died. And his cat was real docile. He could have it in his office, and it would sit on his desk, and it wouldn't run around or cause any trouble. Very docile animal. And he just happened to be interested in exotic animals, too. So he had these terrariums with snakes in it, and big spiders, and scorpions, and just all kinds of unusual bugs. But the cat was never interested in that. Never paid any attention to it, just sat on the desk, and the guy thought life was great. Well, then his cat passed on. So his wife, unbeknownst to him, was out one day and saw this cat. And she thought, oh, what a great thing. I'll buy this cat and take it home, and it'll replace the cat we lost. Well, this particular cat turned out to be the cat from hell. This cat would get on his desk. Then it would jump up on his laptop. Then it would try to jump up on top of the terrariums where the snakes were. And although there were lids on it, they were like a netting type, like a screen. So the cat could kind of pick at it, and it was just driving this guy crazy. So, of course, they have a cat behavior specialist come in and work with these people on getting their cat. If you've ever seen this Mirror the Dog, this is only the cat from hell. So what she didn't do was go to her husband and say, hey, I saw this really great cat. Maybe we should go check it out. He was totally out of the loop on it, and it turned out to be totally the wrong cat for them. And so they got it resolved, but it just wasn't, it wasn't the experience that, it was the experience she was looking for getting a cat, but it certainly wasn't the experience he was looking for, because it just tore everything up. So her vision and his vision were not in alignment. So, if we're talking about vision, which we are, and then if we unjumble the word, then we'll see where we're going. And the word really is focus. What are we focused on? What are we focusing on? What kind of fabulous things in life can we bring to ourselves if we focus? Well, this takes us to the vision part. We're looking, we kind of talked about cause and effect and how that comes into our lives. But let's talk about vision for a minute. And from the biblical sense, the vision was always something kind of mystical. And in Numbers chapter 12, verse 6, I've got this verse that says, "Hear now my words. If there is a prophet amongst you, I, the Lord, will make him known to you in a vision, and then speak to him in a dream." And that's the way most of the biblical things are. It's a vision. Now, when I was a kid, a vision, when I heard that, it was like maybe there was like a picture in the sky that they saw. And I didn't understand what vision was. And then I get a little older, and vision, well, maybe he was hallucinating when he saw this thing. He was out in the desert. They all lived out in the desert. It was hot, and he didn't probably have much water, so maybe he just hallucinated those things. But that was the biblical point of view, vision. It was something that they saw, and then, of course, when they got the message through the dream. Now, science of mind, jump forward a couple thousand years, science of mind says that vision, perfect identification of the self with that mind in which substance and idea are one,